Now let's move on to the next part, which is how to update and link the data with the Word and Excel. So the very first step after you sign into your Iris Carbon Hive is that you'll be able to see the names of the project for which you want to uh, update the data. So let's say I want to update the data for my demo project. So I'm just simply going to click on the name of the project. And once I click on the name of the project, the entire section list for the project will be displayed in the section list. Now, let's say I want to start updating the data for my balance sheet. So, the very first step is that I need to lock the section at my end. And in order to lock the section at my end, I just need to click on the lock icon. And once the section is locked at my end, it will be shown as assigned to me. Now, to load the data for my section, I am just going to simply click on the name of the section and it will be opening in a separate Word instance as you could see over here. So once the section data has been loaded, I'll be starting the process of updating my numbers and so. So let's say this is my table of financial statements for the year ended June 2021, statement of financial position as of 4th of July 2021. So I'm just going to simply mark the range for my table, and in order to mark the range for my table, as we can see that in the ribbon menu of the add-in, we have an option as marking, in which we have different options like mark range, which will mark the range that have been selected. Mark all numbers, this will mark all the numbers in the section content of my project. Mark table, this will mark the entire table of my section. And in case if there is some kind of unwanted marking that needs to be removed, then we could use the option as remove mark. So herein, as I want to update the data for my table. So I'm just going to click on this table handle. The entire table will be selected. And then I'm going to click on the option as mark range. So once I click on the option as mark range, the marking process for my table will start automatically. And as you could see that we are seeing a message as the facts paragraph marking is in progress and the numbers are automatically getting marked and shown in a blue color over here. So once the marking has been performed successfully, the next step is, as I said, in case there is some kind of unwanted marking that you need to remove. So what you need to do is you just need to select this, let's say for this column, I want to do the unwanted remove marking removal. So I'm just simply going to click on this and click on the option as remove mark and my numbers will be removed from the marking. So as you could see, the blue color has went away after I clicked on the remove marking option. And once the marking has been removed, we'll be getting a message as marking removed successfully. Now let's say I want to remove the marking for these four numbers as well. So I'm just going to select and click on remove marking and the marking will be removed successfully. Okay. So once the marking has been removed, the next step is that we need to define a placeholder. So I'm just going to remove the marking for this also initially. And once my marking has been removed, I'm going to start the process of adding a placeholder. Now, the reason why the placeholder definition is very, very important is that the value that needs to be linked, it is supposed to be defined within a placeholder. So to create a placeholder, what I need to do is, as you could see, this my numbers in my table have been marked by clicking on the option as mark range. So in order to add a placeholder, I'm just simply going to click on this ellipse icon. So once I click on the ellipse icon, you could see my entire table has been selected. And in the add placeholder option, I am just going to name the placeholder as placeholder for underscore as balance sheet. Please note that while creating a placeholder, you could only use the special characters as underscore or hyphen, and other special characters are not allowed. So once the naming for the placeholder has been done, we just need to click on the plus icon, and the data for my placeholder will be shown below as placeholder BS. Now, if I want to see where the placeholder has been added, I'm just simply going to click on the name of the placeholder and it will be entirely navigated to that exact position. And here you could see the name of the placeholder as placeholder underscore PS. So now once the placeholder has been added, we'll move on to the next part, which is linking with the Excel. So we just need to open a Microsoft Excel on a desktop, load the add-in as Iris Carbon, And once we are going to load the add-in or the iris carbon, it will be opening on a right hand side panel of the screen. So once the add-in has been loaded, we'll get an option as to sign into the add-in either with the custom credentials that you have or with the single sign-on using the Microsoft account. So in this case, I am going to use my Carbon custom credentials. So I'm just going to simply click on the sign in, and herein I am going to enter my username and the password for the same. So once my username and the password has been entered, I'm going to click on the sign in button. And once clicked on the sign in button, it will validate whether the user is authenticated to use the same or not. If the validation is successful, we'll see the project list which have been shared or created by the user. So herein, as we could see, the project is demo project. So once we are going to click on the demo project, there will be two tabs which will be the spreadsheet and the preparation. So in the spreadsheet, we could see that there are again two tabs defined, which is the project as well as the company. So the project tab under the spreadsheet defines the spreadsheet which have been linked to this particular project. And in the company, we could see all the spreadsheets that have been assigned to this particular project. Now, let's say this is my spreadsheet which has already been linked with my project. So now to load the data for the spreadsheet, I just need to click on the name of the spreadsheet, which is demo project. So once I click on the name of the spreadsheet, the data will be loaded entirely on the spreadsheet interface. Now, in order to start working for linking the data with my Excel, the very first step is that I need to lock that particular worksheet of the spreadsheet at my end. So, as you can see, some of the worksheets have already been locked and they are being displayed on the red color. The one which is not locked is being shown in the green color. Now, as we were updating the data for the balance sheet, so we are just going to simply click on the balance sheet. And herein, once you click on the name of the worksheet, you'll be getting a message as that to make any kind of changes, please lock the worksheet at your end. So once you click on the lock icon, the worksheet will be loaded. And here you could see that it will be displayed in a light pinkish color to show that the worksheet is locked. And if you click on the lock icon, you could see who has locked the spreadsheet. Now, in order to start linking my data, what I need to do is I need to map the placeholder that has been created in my Word document. So let's say I want to update this data. So I'm just going to select my range, and from the list of placeholders, I'm just going to select the placeholder and click on the map button. So once clicked on the map button, herein we could see the name of the worksheet, that is the balance sheet or BS, and the range with which it has been mapped. And once you could see the data, we just need to save in order to link it. So once the syncing has been performed, we just need to go back to our Word document. And once we go back to our Word document, herein we will get a message as that some of the values have been updated. Please click here to sync the same. So once we are going to click on the hyperlink as click here, all the numbers will start updating from the Excel. And we'll be seeing that the update is in progress. Please wait. So this my numbers as starting the update process. So once the update is done, as we could see that the sync is in progress. And once the update is done, we'll see the numbers have been updated successfully.